What is up, guys? Today I'm bringing you another video, and today's video is another DVD Blu-ray pickups video. Now, this is actually my Black Friday haul, but before we get into that, if I sound a little bit weird, if I cough or something, I'm still a little bit sick, because lucky me, you know, in my last video I said I had a cold. Well, that cold triggered a sinus infection, so I have been sick all week. And I worked this weekend, and I feel like I've been coughing up my lungs, so yeah, a little bit of a sore throat, but I want to do this video just to get you guys updated. I wasn't able to make this on Friday or during the weekend, because like I said, I was working during Black Friday, but I did have Thanksgiving off, so around 5 o'clock I went over to Walmart, and I picked up a bunch of stuff. Now, some of the things that I picked up are, you may question why I picked up DVD versions of certain movies. The reason for that is my Best Buy doesn't sell movies anymore, so their doorbuster movie deals were really slim pickings. And I don't have a Target, because Target had some crazy deals from the ads that I saw, but we don't have a Target in our city, so I couldn't go there, and all I pretty much had was Walmart. So, all of these things are pretty much from Walmart except for two things that I got from Best Buy, and I just want to get right into it. We got a lot of stuff here. We got 11 movies, and I'll tell you what I paid for everything. So all these movies that I got, I don't remember the specific prices I paid for everything, but the most expensive movie I paid for was about $8, and it was a Blu-ray, and I'll tell you about it when I get to it. And the total amount I spent was around 50 bucks. And I did the price calculations on a per movie basis. For everything that I got, it was around $4.80-ish per movie for everything that I got. So let's just get right into it. We'll go the DVDs first, and then we'll do the Blu-rays. So first movie I picked up is one that I saw in theaters, and I really enjoyed it. And it's one that I've been looking into getting. And it's just a really good horror movie. It's kind of unique, and I really liked it, and it is a horror movie. I think they did a really good job. It's also very suspenseful, so I really like this movie a lot, and that is A Quiet Place. This has Emily Blunt and John, the guy from The Office. I can't pronounce his last name, but this is actually his first, I think he directed this as well, and it's his first movie that he ever directed, and it's such a good job. He did such a good job with it. And I love the concept. It's really cool. There's some flaws in the concept for sure, but as a movie, as a experience, it was great. And it's a really cool horror movie. Now, like I said, I got these all on Black Friday. This is actually the bare bones copy of the DVD, unfortunately, so there's no special features. And that's one downside to this, but really happy to own this and add it to the collection. It's a really cool horror movie. If you see some extra glare more than you're used to, it is snowing pretty bad outside. It's you know, big flakes, snowing real fast. So it's pretty dark outside, so I actually had to turn on some extra lights. So yeah, the next movie I got is one that I have been trying to get for a while. It's a comedy movie, and I'm really happy to own that, and that is Blockers. This is a really recent movie. Both of these are pretty recent. And I got these on really good deals, but this is a really recent, this came out very recently, like a couple months ago, I believe. And it is a comedy movie about these girls trying to lose their virginity on prom night, and their parents trying to stop them, and it's so funny. John Cena, surprisingly, in my opinion, carries this movie. And I was super, okay, so I went into it, I'm like, oh, John Cena, I mean, The Rock's a good actor, but how often are wrestlers really that good of actors? But apparently I'm wrong. John Cena is hilarious, like really funny, and I'm super happy to own this movie because it is just fantastic. I love John Cena in this movie. He's so funny. And this is the full-fledged DVD. It's got some bonus features on the back. So the bonus features it includes are the deleted scenes, a gag reel, a featurette called Rescue Mission, a featurette called Prom Night, John Cena's Prom Survival Kit for Parents, a featurette called Lino-Rama, a featurette called Chug Chug Chug, a featurette called Pukapalooza, a commentary with the director, and then it also says "and more." So I don't know what the "and more" is. Normally when they say "and more," it's just like things that aren't really special features, like subtitles and crap. So I'm guessing there's not really any more special features than that. But it's a great, funny movie. If you liked Superbad, this is sort of like, in my opinion, this is sort of like the 2010s sort of Superbad, because when I was in high school, Superbad was like the quintessential high school movie. I feel like that's what this is now. And it's so funny. It's really well done, and I absolutely love this movie. So really happy to own that. Let's move on here. So I've seen these two movies. I should mention these two were not blind buys. I did get a few blind buys because it is Black Friday, and some of these movies were like $2. The cheapest movie I paid for, I believe, was $198. So got some really good deals, and I believe this is one of the $198 movies. This is a fairly recent sci-fi movie. Came out in theaters, and I was interested in checking it out, but I wasn't like, oh my god, I need to go see this like I was with Interstellar. But I'm a big fan of sci-fi movies, so I did want to check this one out eventually. And that is Passengers with Chris Pratt and Jennifer Lawrence. Now, I'm not a big Jennifer Lawrence fan, but I'm a big Chris Pratt fan, so should be interesting to check this one out. I haven't watched this one yet. This one is a blind buy. It does seem to have some special features on the back, which is on the set with Chris Pratt, casting the passengers, creating the Avalon, which I'm assuming is their ship, outtakes, book your passage, which is some sort of featurette, and then there's also a featurette, which is more like an advertisement for an upcoming VR experience called Passengers The Awakening. So, really nice there. Hopefully this is a good sci-fi movie. I'm a big fan of sci-fi movies. Basically the plot of this movie, or from what I understand from the trailers, is that there's this mission to send a colony to a new planet to help, you know, I don't know if it's to get away from Earth because it's becoming too polluted, which is a very common theme, or if it's just to colonize a new planet in general. But basically on the way there, they get into some sort of disaster that wakes up these two, and basically they have to protect this ship while they're awake, and they're like hundreds of years before they're supposed to be awake, and they have to basically help keep the ship running, I guess. That's what I'm taking away from the trailers, at least. So, interesting concept there. It's been done before, but could be interesting, and I'm really excited to check that one out. So, I kind of got some 2001 Space Odyssey vibes in the trailer for that, but not like crazy, but just a little bit. And some Shining, a little bit of Shining with the bartender guy. So, should be interesting. Want to check that one out. Alright, so this next one is another blind buy. I picked this one up because I've heard nothing but good things about it. Now, I wasn't originally interested in this movie when I saw the trailers or even heard about it, but I saw tons of good things about it, and people were just raving about this movie on Reddit. And so I was like, you know what, I'll pick it up. This was like another $3 movie or something. And I picked up Red Sparrow on DVD. Now this is not a bare bones DVD. There's two special features here. You've got commentary with the director and some deleted scenes with optional commentary with the director. So you do have two special features on there, which is nice. But this is a Jennifer Lawrence film. She plays some sort of spy, from what I understand. Now, I actually haven't seen a bunch of this about this movie. All I know is it's supposed to be really good, but it's supposed to be some sort of spy thriller. The cover art's fantastic. I love the cover art in this. But like I said, I'm not a big Jennifer Lawrence fan, so this should be an interesting one. Could be good, could be horrible. I have no idea. It's a blind buy, but I'm excited to check this one out. I heard nothing but good things, so could be interesting. Who knows? Alright, the next one that I picked up is another blind buy, kind of semi-blind buy because this is a sequel, but I picked this one up for, I know this is one of the $2 movies for sure, but I picked this one up, and I picked up the prequel to this, or actually the first movie in this series, my last pickups video, and that is Paddington 2. So I actually got around to watching Paddington 1 after I picked it up, and Paddington 1, like I said, it did have a lot of Beethoven vibes. Like, the strongest vibes I was getting from that movie was Beethoven. I did get a touch of like Tarzan, and maybe a little bit of Stuart Little overthrown in there, but it didn't feel like an incredibly original movie. but it was entertaining and enjoyable. It wasn't like my favorite family-friendly movie, but it was an enjoyable movie that I thought was decent. Now, Walmart also did have this on sale for on Blu-ray, but I wasn't crazy about the first one, so I decided to pick up the second one on DVD because I also have the first one on DVD. This one's actually published by WB, so I don't know if Anchor Bay only had the rights to the first film or what, but there's one special feature on this disc called Paddington, the Bear of Truth, and it is, I have no idea what it's about, but yeah, so I have no idea what this movie is about. I'm assuming it's just like another sort of similar thing to the first movie, but who knows? This could be a awesome movie, but I'm kind of interested in it. Not super interested, but definitely want to pick up, and I wanted to add that one to my collection. So the next one I picked up is not a blind buy, but is one that I wanted to get. And it is actually a surprisingly good movie. I saw this one in theaters, and I wanted to get this one, and that is Jumanji, Welcome to the Jungle. Now this is not a bare bones DVD as well. This comes with a digital copy, which is sweet, and this also has some special features. It has a gag reel, it has Meet the Players, a heroic cast, Attack of the Rhinos, which is a featurette, and another featurette called Journey Through the Jungle, The Making of Jumanji. So you got a couple features, special features on this film. And this is a really, really good sequel to Jumanji, in my opinion. It does a good job of keeping the spirit of the first film, but also changing it up and adding some new twists to it. And I was pleasantly surprised by it. I personally think that The Rock and Jack Black carried this film. Karen Gillian did a decent job as well, but she wasn't stand out. Kevin Hart was definitely the weakest. I'm not a Kevin Hart fan. I don't think he was that great in this movie. Basically, this is a similar plot to the first movie, where you have these kids that are playing a video game and get sucked into the video game, and they have to try to escape. And so it's sort of similar to the first one, but instead of playing a game and the board game coming to them, they kind of get sucked into the board game. So sort of similar to Zathura. And I think it does a really good job. It's really funny. This is more of a comedy than a thriller, like a family-friendly thriller that the first one was. There's a lot more comedic moments in this. There's a lot less tension in this, whereas the first one was a little bit more tense, a little bit more dark for a kids movie. But yeah, this one is much more of what you would expect of this sort of movie. So although it's a little bit more cliche and not original, but it is funny, and I do think it's a good movie, so I'm happy to own that one as well. Jack Black is one of my favorite comedic actors, so I absolutely love his work. Alright, so the Blu-rays are sliding all over the place, so let me put these DVDs down over here. And then I also have 5 Blu-rays that I picked up. So these are the big ones that I picked up because I was looking forward to these a lot. And first one I picked up is one that I have been meaning to get for a while now. I just never really got around to it, and it's not because it was the price, it was just, I never really, wanted to get it that bad. It wasn't like a movie I was that crazy about. It was a good movie, but it wasn't like something I was crazy about. But this Blu-ray was like $3, and I was like, okay, I like this movie enough to get it. And it's a sci-fi movie. That is The Martian with Matt Damon. This is a movie about an exploration team on Mars, and Matt Damon gets left behind on Mars, and basically it's a whole movie about how they're going to try to rescue him. This is just the standard Blu-ray. You do have some special features on here called Signal Acquired and it's just about the writing and direction. Occupying Mars, cast and costumes. Got a gag reel. Ares 3 Refocused, Ares 3 Farewell, The Right Stuff, Ares Our Greatest Adventure, Leave Your Mark, Bring Him Home, and a production art gallery. So quite a number of special features on this. Also came with a digital copy, which is pretty sweet. But this is a pretty standard fare rescue sort of sci-fi movie, sort of similar vein. It gives you a lot of the same feels as Apollo 13. It's really well shot. Pretty interesting, and Matt Damon does a great job in this movie. It's really, really beautiful movie, so definitely one that I wanted to pick up. The next movie I picked up was another surprise. I've seen this one as well. This one I also saw in theaters, and this one was surprisingly good, just like the Jumanji movie was. And similarly, this also is starring Jack Black, so I picked up Goosebumps. And this movie was actually really enjoyable. I watched it in theaters with my girlfriend. I really, really liked it. I loved Goosebumps growing up, and I think this does a good job of capturing the spirit of Goosebumps. Not quite as creepy as the live-action TV show that I grew up with, but definitely a good movie. Sort of has some sort of, you know, it's Jack Black, so you still have sort of that Jack Black humor thrown in there. But this is not really as much of a children's scary movie as much as it's a sort of like your standard action-y sort of movie, action suspense movie. So it's a good movie and I really like it, but I don't really think they really honed in on the Goosebumps horror aspects of it. So you do have quite a number of special features on this. So you've got an alternative alternative ending, deleted scenes, cast blooper reel, all about Slappy, Creaturified, casting gallery, and then you also have two things called Beginner's Guide to Surviving Goosebumps Creatures, and then Strange Things Are Happening on Set. So, looks like you have a good number of special features there. This is actually a dual pack that comes with Blu-ray DVD, and this also had a digital copy thrown in there as well. So, really cool for that one. Definitely happy to own that. It is surprisingly good, and I really enjoyed that. Interested in checking out the new Goosebumps movie as well. Alright, so the next one that I picked up is a blind buy. I've heard that this is so much better than the original. This is a sequel movie. I've heard it's another sci-fi movie, and I've heard this is better than the first one, and I just recently picked up the first one. It's actually my last pickups, and it's a sequel to that, and that is Blade Runner 2049. So I picked up the Blu-ray copy of this because this was pretty cheap, and it's the sequel to the first one. I thought the first one was okay, but like I said in that pickups, I thought it was overrated, and I still do. I've heard that this one is better in every single way in terms of story, cinematography, acting. Everything is supposed to be better in this movie. So I'm really excited to check this one out. I'm not a huge fan of Ryan Gosling, so that'll be interesting to you know, take a look at as well. Yeah, this is another blind buy. I haven't really picked this one up. I'm not sure what the premise of this one is because I actually haven't even seen the trailers of it. So, if it's anything like the first one, it's just about replicants and stuff, so should be interesting. I'm definitely interested to check this one out. It's got a couple special features on the back as well. It's got Replicant Evolution. That's one featurette. Then you have one called Blade Runners. Then you have one called The Rise of Wallace Corp. Then you have Welcome to 2049. And then you have one that's a French name that I'm not even going to try to pronounce because I suck at French. Then you have one called Within the Skies Spinners. And then you have one called Plotfish and Barracudas. And then there's another subsection here called Designing the World of Blade Runner 2049 and To Be Human, the Casting of Blade Runner 2049. And then there's even more special features. You have some, looks like short animated films, and then they're called 2022, and that one's called Blackout, which is an animation. Then you have one called 2036, Nexus Dawn, and then you have 2048, Nowhere to Run. So it seems like there's a couple little in-betweens that help you bridge the gap between the original movie and this movie, which is kind of cool. So you get a lot of bang for your buck in this one, so definitely interested to check that one out, and hopefully that one is decent. Alright, so this next one I picked up is the cheapest Blu-ray. This is a $2 Blu-ray or something like that, something crazy like that, at Best Buy. This is another blind buy, and it's a sequel to a movie I've already seen. It's a comedy movie. I picked up Super Troopers 2. So I'm really interested to check this one out because I did enjoy the first Super Troopers. I thought it was a good movie, and I think it's the best movie that the Broken Lizards team has actually come up with. I think that they have a good team dynamic there. So hopefully that this movie lives up to Super Troopers 1. I've heard of all the comedy sequels that came out in like 2017 that this one was the best sequel, and so that's some good news. So I'm interested to check this one out. Basically the plot of this movie is the Highway Patrol find out that they've actually been in Canada this whole time, so they actually are converting everything to, like, the place where they live is actually owned by Canada, so they're converting everything to Canadian, and it just seems really funny. So You do have a couple special features in here. You have making of Super Troopers 2, then you have extended and deleted scenes, and then you have Kevin Heffernan method actor, which seems like it will be pretty funny. And then you also have the theatrical trailers. There's also a digital copy for this as well. So really cool to have this one, and definitely excited to check that one out. Now the last movie I picked up is probably the best deal of the bunch in my opinion. And this is a movie that I've been wanting to get for a while. It's just, the Disney movies are crazy expensive and they're pretty much treated like gold, so I'm excited to get this one. This one was super cheap. I think this was the most expensive thing I picked up. This was $8 on Blu-ray, and that was Black Panther. Black Panther is my second favorite Marvel comic book character of all time. When I grew up, I basically watched a ton of the X-Men animated series growing up, and X-Men have always been my favorite Marvel characters. But I also did own a couple of Black Panther comic books growing up. So Black Panther has actually been a character that I've always been interested in. And I found it crazy that they actually made a Black Panther movie, because Black Panther has never been that big of a character. So really, really cool. The movie really lives up to the comic books, because out of all the comic books that I've ever read, I've read the most Fantastic Four and Black Panther are the ones I've read the most of, because I've actually have a couple comic books of them. I also have read a few X-Men ones, but not many. Black Panther and Fantastic Four were the two that I read the most of. And this is a fantastic adaptation of Black Panther. The main actor is fantastic. He's a great Prince T'Challa, and it's so good. The suit is so good. The suit looks just like well, it depends on which suit you're talking about, but the one that I like the best, it seems like they took a lot of inspiration from the suit that I like the best. And it's so good. It's such a good adaptation. And this is a great movie. It's one of my favorite Marvel movies that they've put out, and I wanted to get this one for a while. And it comes with a slipcover, and it's in super good shape. Came with the digital copy and the Blu-ray copy. There's a ton of bonus extras, just like in all of the Marvel movies that come out. And that is From Page to Screen, Roundtable Discussion. Fair enough. Deleted Scenes and Gag Reel. Then you have Crowning of a New King, The Warriors Within, The Hidden Kingdom Revealed, Wakanda Revealed, Exploring the Technology, exclusive sneak peek at Ant-Man and the Wasp, which I have already seen, Marvel Studios' The First 10 Years Connecting the Universe, and more. So who knows what else is on there. But yeah, I've seen every Marvel movie in theaters ever, like for the entire cinematic universe. So I've seen this one, and I've seen Ant-Man and the Wasp and all those. But this one was super cheap this Black Friday, so I had to pick this one up, and it's one of my favorite superheroes. So I'm super excited to get this. Absolutely great. So that was everything that I picked up for Black Friday. Here's an overview. These are the Blu-rays that I got. And then these were the DVDs that I got. So I got a pretty good haul here for around 50-ish bucks. Tax made it a little bit more. But overall, it was like $4.83, I think, total per movie. So for everything that I picked up, I think that is a bargain and a real steal. I was actually quite disappointed, though, with the Black Friday sales, because there was a lot of movies that were actually more expensive, even though they were on sale, than they normally are. There's a couple of movies that I actually have already bought, especially the DVD stuff. There's a couple of DVDs in there that were being priced for $4 per movie that were actually in the Walmart bargain bin for $3.75, like the week before. So you're actually spending 25 cents more per movie if you got those certain movies. So I thought that was kind of cheap, and I didn't really like that. Luckily, I had most of those. The thing that I struggled with at Black Friday, especially since I was pretty much exclusively shopping at Walmart and Best Buy, is a lot of the stuff that they had in sale was things that I already owned. So I didn't really get that much of a selection for things that I didn't have, but I'm really happy with the things that I did pick up. I wish I could have got more, but that was everything that I picked up, and I'm really happy with it. And let me know what you guys think in the comment box below. Do you have any movie recommendations? What did you pick up for Black Friday? I'm excited to hear about it. I try to read and respond to all my comments. I do a pretty good job of it. So let me know if you guys have any comments, questions, or concerns. If you have any, like I said, movie recommendations, always looking for those. I pretty much watch every single movie recommendation you guys give me. And yeah, thank you guys for watching this video. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.